hamon ang kinakaharap natin. At hindi po natin itinatanggi na maraming pagsubok ang dumarating sa kagawaran ng edukasyon. Madalas, makikita ang bakas ng mga hamong ito sa mga mukha ng ating mga mag-aaral, ng ating mga guro, at ng ating mga kaway. Ngunit sa kabila nito, makikita rin natin ang iba't ibang mukha ng pagsisikap na nakaangkla sa sinumpaang bokasyon, sa pagnanais na maglingkod at sa hangaring matupad ang mga pangarap. Sa mga mukhang ito po tayo humuhugot ng lakas. Ang mga mukhang ito ang tumutulak sa atin na ipagpatuloy ang layuning maitaas ang antas ng edukasyon sa bagong Pilipinas. As we persevere to change the educational landscape in our country, we take inspiration from our fellow Filipinos, from our farmers who cultivate the soil of the land, plant seeds for our consumption, and nurture it for a collective tomorrow, sustaining our actions in our matatag agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Basic Education Report 2024. In our commitment to make our curriculum relevant to produce competent, job-ready, active, and responsible citizens, we have launched the Matatag K-10 curriculum. We have decongested the curriculum to focus on the development of foundational skills. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all those who participated in the public consultation. Insights gathered from the public were truly valuable in finalizing the revised curriculum. After all, this is not simply a DepEd curriculum. This is the basic education curriculum of the Philippines. Ito po ang curriculum na inaasahan nating humulma sa kabataan bilang bagong Pilipino. Ang bagong Pilipino na may disiplina, integridad, may malasakit sa kapwa, at pagmamahal sa bayan. As we speak, the Matatag K-10 curriculum is already being piloted in 35 schools across 7 regions in the country. We are actively monitoring the pilot run to determine areas that may need enhancements before its nationwide implementation in school year 2024 to 2025. We would like to thank all our partners in the development of lesson exemplars and research being conducted for the pilot schools of the Matatag curriculum. Learning recovery has always been foremost in our agenda. In support of our learning recovery program, we rolled out the National Learning Camp during the break to supplement learning efforts from the previous school year. Last year's National Learning Camp saw the involvement of 939,314 learners from grades 7 and 8 and 229,036 teachers from a total of 34,383 schools across 16 regions. To further strengthen finally, we have always expressed our intention to remove administrative tasks from our teachers. After holding several consultations with our field personnel, the department order on the removal of administrative tasks for teachers will be released tomorrow, and the corresponding strand memorandum will be released next week. To ensure its effective implementation, along with the filling up of 5,000 administrative personnel for 2023 and another 5,000 administrative personnel for 2024, we will also be providing additional MOOE to enable our schools to hire the necessary administrative support staff.
Today we are here for the annual ritual that millions of our school children undergo, to read our school report card. That is how education is improved, whether it is for one individual or for an entire race. To take stock of where we are, to find feats worth celebrating, identify flaws that we need to correct. It's not just learners in classrooms who must be graded. It is also the educational system that we must assess as well. In fact, we should hold ourselves to a higher standard than those that we set for our children. We should give ourselves assignments harder than what we ask our learners to submit. We must subject ourselves to tougher diagnostic tools so we can use the results to make lesson plans that will help us meet our greatest obligation to our youth, to our people, to mold them into critical thinkers, into problem solvers, brave visionaries, and to ensure that they wield the skills that will allow them to succeed in the future. I'm happy to note that this report, the Basic Education Report, is candid, clear, comprehensive, and I think you will agree, quite compelling. So certainly, the milestones achieved so far deserve our congratulations. Daghang salamat, Vice President Inday, Sara. Your stewardship for the biggest agency, with the largest constituency, and I would say the most difficult mandate. Against this backdrop, our tasks that complicate our mission to recoup losses from the pandemic, retool the curriculum, and reform the system. It is not easy to reboot a system with millions of moving parts that are all closely interconnected, in which the failure of just a single part leads to the entire ecosystem failing. But as your report has shown, the building blocks of a modern, responsive educational system have now been laid. It is something we have waited for many, many, many years. At this juncture in our transformational journey, my instruction is simply this: padayon, padayon, padayon. We are decongesting the curriculum with a focus on the development of foundational skills. I am happy that the DepEd is piloting a new K-10 curriculum in 35 schools across the region. As in any government project design, the way forward is to prototype in order to validate what was written in the presentation in the PowerPoint. This administration continues to support these remedial initiatives like learning camps to ensure no one is left behind. Maganda rin ang Catch-up Friday. And amidst the rising sea of novel educational theories, one has stood the test of time. Nasa pagbabasa ang pag-asa. Nasa pagbibilang ang magandang kinabukasan. Reading and numeracy. There are the classic three R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. Not only are they the starting blocks in the journey of knowledge, they also set the velocity and volume of what can be learned later in life. We cannot continue developing learners who can barely read or write. Hindi ito pasaload na bahala na ang susunod na grado na ayusin ang kakulangan ng pinagmulan. I'm happy that while we await the congressional rewrite of the procurement law, the DepEd has awarded projects worth 11.7 billion pesos. Teachers occupy the core of learning. They should be at the center of our great reform movement. In fact, when the K-12 was up for review, the teachers on the ground were the first to be asked for their feedback. They willingly gave theirs, not because they are against change, but because they want change to succeed. And when it comes to reforms, they are not more passive recipients of alienated implementers. They are much more than that. Teachers are incubators of ideas. Teachers are innovators. So as we move forward, let us keep the teachers as the linchpin of a national standard for learning competencies. You will be the tip of the spear as we modernize systems assessments under the Project for Learning Upgrade Support, or PLUS. Those who teach must continually train, and we will roll out those programs to upskill competencies, drawn from experiences and tested best practices. We are cognizant that VP Sara and the whole of the DepEd family are pulling out all the stops for the betterment of our basic education. Mabuhay ang kagawaran ng edukasyon, mabuhay ang mga Pilipinong mag-aaral, mabuhay ang ating mga guro, mabuhay ang DepEd, mabuhay kayong lahat.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this point,